Bonjour and welcome to Greeklish Outdoors. Today we are looking at a French military ration pack, but not just any French military ration pack, a very rare first strike 24-hour ration. So, stick around. So I've seen and tried many French rations over the years, and this is the first time I've seen this 24-hour strike ration. This is supposed to be very different from the regular French military rations, so I thought I'd buy this and we'd look together just how different this is. Anyway, let's take a closer look. So Ration de Combat Troupes Spéciales 24-hour. On the other side it's printed in English, so 24-hour first strike ration. This is a non-reheatable soft package ration pack. It contains 4,000 calories, weighs 1.9 kilograms, and the inspection date on it is July 2024. So as I film this has only just passed. And this is menu number 2. It comes in this shiny black packaging, which is slightly different from the other rations I've tried. Anyway, let's get it open and see what we get. First thing we get is a pack of tortillas. There's 6 water purification tablets. We have a wrap, a pack of tissues, a pack of fish with lemon, a juice pack. We have 2 packs here. One says CHI, one says BOL. Now, they look like juices, but they might be chicken or bolognese. I am not sure yet. We will have a closer look in a second. We have something which is described as choc, which looks like a chocolate bun. We have a pack which says juice, a fruit bar, another sachet with apple on it, some figs, some vegetables, a pack which I believe contains nuts, a second fruit bar, a cocoa bar, 3 more packs of 6 water purification tablets, a pack here which looks like it could be a chocolate smoothie or chocolate drink, a pack of dried apricots, another pouch which says Van on it. Again, I haven't seen a menu card as of yet, so I'm struggling to identify all these fully. Some bread, a pack which says beef, 4 packs of coffee, what appears to be 4 moist towelettes or wet wipes, a second bag of nuts, and a second cocoa bar. Wow, that's a lot of food. That's everything now in this first strike ration. That appears to be a lot of food, and also some liquids in there, either juices or cocoa beverages, or perhaps even some cold meals in these pouches. We will find out as we go along. Right, I'm going to divide these up into breakfast, lunch and dinner, and I'll bring you back in a second for breakfast. Right, so there we have breakfast. We're going to look at this choco pouch. We're going to have a fruit bar, some bread, the apple puree I think it is. We're going to look at one of these wipes, some figs, some coffee, and lastly this package labelled choc. Already I can see that even though the ration pack says inspection date 2024, a lot of the items do have longer dates on them, like 2025 or 2026. So this ration definitely will last longer than the inspection date written on the outside of the bag. Right, anyway, let's get cracking and start this breakfast. Right, first up, let's make this coffee. I'm going to have it cold because it is a boiling hot day. My regular viewers will know that often I make the coffee cold. It's just too hot. Right, there is no creamer or sugar sachets for this coffee, so hopefully you won't need it. Right. First up, I'm interested to see what this choc package is. It's like a chocolate pastry, or smells a bit like bread, but it looks a bit like a Pop-Tart, I believe. Let's get this bread out. Looks like a very similar kind of bread to the Choco Pop-Tart thing. Let's open these figs. Oh, so you get 4 nice juicy figs here. Right, for now, let's get started and try some of these things. Right, chin chin. Yeah, it's a nice coffee. It's very deep and bold. It's not so bitter. It's got a strong coffee flavour. It's quite refreshing actually. And it feels like there's plenty of caffeine in there to give you a well-earned boost in the morning. Yeah, that's okay. So let's try this bready choco thing. Yeah, not like a top Pop-Tart actually. It's just bread with chocolate in the middle. The bread does taste like it's got a lot of preservatives in. Obviously it has to keep it lasting for so long. The chocolate is very, very mild, but it does add a nice kind of soft, moist layer in the middle, so the actual whole thing is not too dry. It's not amazing, but it's also not bad either. It's definitely going to be filling, and it's packed full of energy. And will go well with the coffee. Right, let's try one of these figs. Who doesn't like figs? Delicious, sweet, nice and moist as well. They're very, very good, but I always love having some dried fruit in a ration pack. For me, it's a bit like a morale boost, equivalent to having some chocolate, to be honest. Now, I'm going to presume this bread is just bread. Yeah, it's just plain bread. But actually, it tastes different to the bread in the chocolate thing. It still tastes like it's got a lot of preservatives, but it's quite moist on its own. It's not very dry. And actually it's got a nice kind of brown bread, wholemeal bread kind of flavour. Yeah, that's actually okay. What I'm going to see is look at this choco kind of pouch, because maybe some of this will go well with the bread. Yeah, it's definitely some sort of chocolate in there. Let me put a bit onto a spoon and show you.
Opa.
Thanks very much. Let's put a bit onto a spoon. Looks like some sort of chocolate dessert, almost like a blancmange. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's like just a chocolate custard basically. Very, very tasty. Will it go well with the bread? Yeah, that's a good combination actually. That really helps get the bread down a lot easier. Of course, you can have it straight from the pouch. It's sweet, but not overly sweet, creamy, and of course some moisture in there. Yeah, those two together actually go very, very well. Let's try this fruit bar. So lots of nuts and fruit in there. Wow, that's got a straight punch of apricots. Sweet, caramelly, some crunchiness from like Rice Krispies in there. Some nuts, maybe like, I think it's almonds. It's like a gooey kind of cereal bar. Not dry at all. You can just feel the glucose and the fats in there, bursting with energy for your body. That is delicious. A really, really tasty fruit bar to have for your breakfast. Yeah, I really like that. So let's try the apple. Ooh, that looks like nice apple sauce. Wow, that's delicious apple puree. It's become quite warm in the sun here, but that's really, really tasty. Just basically blended stewed apples, I think. Sweet, smooth. Yeah, just basically an apple boiled and blitzed up and put in a pouch. Tastes very natural. That's really tasty, like having a little mini apple smoothie in the ration. Very, very good. Right, let's check out this, what I believe is a wipe. Yes, it is. This is packed, full of moisture. . Of course, it's made of cotton, not paper, so it's a little bit stronger. Lots of moisture on there. Doesn't really smell of anything. It's not got a strong chemical smell or a lemon smell. It's just a very large, strong, moist towelette, which, to be honest, you could probably keep that, wet it and use it throughout the day to wipe yourself off. So that was breakfast. Very nice, lots of different items there, and very different from the previous French ration I tried. I'm absolutely stuffed now, and I'm ready to get on with my day, so I'll bring you back for lunch. So it is lunchtime now, and it's time for something else to eat. What we're going to have is this wrap. We've got this bowl pouch, we've got this van pouch, we have some juice, a choco bar, a wet wipe, and I'm not going to have any more coffee, which is the only drink. I'm just going to have some water, as if I was going to collect some water and use the water purification tablets. So firstly, let's see what this wrap is like. It looks to be two separate little wraps here. Open up this choco bar. So yeah, it looks very much like a chocolate version of the fruit bar we just had. Looks pretty nice. Right, let's try these first and then we'll get into the other little pouches. So please excuse the wind if you can hear it. It does seem to just gust out of nowhere. So smells almost like a tomatoey, peppery kind of sauce in there. I'm going to take a bite and then show you. Yeah, it's basically like a Mexican style thick bean tomato flavour. It's actually quite nice. Yes, the tortillas are long life tortillas, so they've got a slight preservative flavour. The filling is quite tasty and quite nicely spiced. As a meal, it's definitely nowhere near up to the standards of the regular French rations, but this is an instant, non-reheatable menu, so I wouldn't expect it to be on par, especially as it's got to last quite a long time. But yeah, that's okay. I'm going to try the other one just in case they are different. No, exactly the same. Let's try this cocoa bar. Hazelnuts, almonds, Rice Krispies, cocoa. Not as syrupy, gooey as the other fruit bar, but very tasty. Almost like a chocolate nougat, to be honest. But it's nice, it's nutty, it's chocolatey, and it's packed full of energy. So yeah, that's really good. Right, next let's try this pouch. It says van on the side, so I'm not exactly sure what that is. Slightly annoying that you don't have a menu with this so you can see exactly what you're eating. It smells creamy. Right, I'm going to put some on a spoon so you can see what it looks like. Stupidly, I didn't come to the conclusion that it probably meant vanilla. So there we have a vanilla cream pudding. Let's see what it tastes like. Very, very nice. Basically tastes like custard, or crème anglaise, as the French would say. It's thick, it's sweet, it's smooth and creamy. Yeah, that's a very nice little dessert in there. And because it's a creamy, sweet dessert, it's full of instantly available energy in there. So, yeah, very nice. Let's try the one that says bol. Yeah. Like I thought, this one I think is bolognese. Let's take a closer look. It's like a baby food version of bolognese, I think. It's actually not bad. It tastes basically like a can of pasta bolognese that has been blitzed and stuck in a tube. Yeah, it's cold, but it doesn't taste actually that bad when it's cold. Quite nice to have a proper meal, but in a kind of purified pouch. So this, of course, is great to have when you're on the go. You can eat this whilst you're marching along. Yeah, it's not the best quality meal in the world, but it's tasty. Yeah, that's actually quite nice. And now we have juice. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to show you this because I haven't got a glass, but I'll tell you what it tastes like. Yeah, it's just like a smoothie basically again. I can taste banana, pear, oranges, maybe some summer fruits as well, definitely apple. So that's just a very nice, sweet smoothie in a little pouch. Again, really nice. I've never seen so many pouched items in a ration before, and all of them actually so far have been pretty good. And all these pouches have a nice little gusset on the bottom so they can stand up on a table. Because of all these hydrated items in here, obviously means the ration is going to be a little bit heavier, but it's very nice to just grab one of these out of your bag and have a quick drink on the go. Again, I'm going to just go wipe my hands and face after that meal. I love these wipes. These might be one of the best wipes I've seen in a ration. Very moist, very strong, not a chemical smell to them. Really great, especially on a hot and windy day like today. Gets the dirt off you, gets your hands clean. That's great. And that brings us to the end of our fairly light lunch. I'll bring you back later on for dinner. I just want to take a short break from this video to say thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so, as it really helps the channel out and will help us continue to make these videos. There are links to other ways on how to support this channel in the description of this video. There are also links to social media like Instagram and X. But for now, back to the video. Right, so we are back for dinner and we have some vegetables, beef, I believe this is chicken in this pouch, some apricots, some nuts, some tortillas, some tuna with lemon, and of course one of those moist towelettes or wet wipes. I do have coffee and I do have a couple of the bars left. I'm not going to eat those today. I've already shown you those and I feel it'd be a bit gluttonous for me to have them all now. But just to let you know, you would have a chocolate bar, a fruit bar, a bag of nuts and a few more coffees if you wanted as little snacks throughout the day too. Firstly, let's open these tortillas. You get two nice soft flour tortillas. I'm interested to check out this beef. Oh, this is not what I was expecting at all. It looks like some bread, like we saw earlier on with the chocolate, but I presume it has beef in it. I presume it's like a pasty, except it's using bread rather than pastry. That's interesting. So first, let's try this beef in bread. It's almost like a curried kind of beef, or maybe even a Mexican kind of beef actually. But it's like a paste and it's inside the bread. It's not something that I personally enjoy, this sort of thing. It tastes very processed. Yeah, maybe there's a few small pieces of beef in there, but it's mainly like a beef paste with a tomato and, yeah, either a curry or a Mexican sauce. It's hard to distinguish, to be honest. That isn't that nice. Well, this is the pouch labelled vegetables. Looks like some oily, mushy, very unappetizing thing, really. Right, smells a lot like aubergines. It's very, very greasy, but let's give it a try. Right, here goes. Yeah, it tastes like aubergines or eggplant, as you would say in America. Very garlicky. It's not that nice. It's not my cup of tea, I'm afraid. I do not like aubergines or eggplants very much. Willing to try it, but it's a bit too garlicky and yeah, just not that pleasant, to be honest, to have in a ration pack when I'm on the go. So other people may love this, but I'm afraid it's not for me. Let's check out this pouch labelled chicken. Right, let's put a bit on a spoon so you can see. Obviously a pureed main meal again. That's what it looks like, you can see that. Let's give it a go. Again, like the bolognese, it's actually quite pleasant. It's like a chicken and vegetable kind of stew. There's still a few chunks of potatoes in there that have been blitzed fully, some carrot, I believe, onion, chicken. It's actually really, really good. Like a chicken casserole or chicken dinner blended up and put into a pouch. And a really nice cooked, tasty meal to have on the go. It tastes nutritious, a little bit peppery, but I can forgive it for that. But it's nice, tasty, and it's filling. I'm surprised that's actually really good. So as we've got the tortillas left, I'm going to put this fish with lemon with that. Doesn't look the best. It looks like tuna fish. Let's give it a little try on its own. Yeah, it tastes like tuna fish. It's got a nice zesty lemon flavour. Let's wrap that up and try it. The tortilla is nice and soft. It doesn't taste overly processed, to be honest. The tuna is very salty, got a sharp bit of lemon to it, quite heavy on the pepper too. But it's very pleasant in a way. Think of a packet sandwich you might get from a supermarket with tuna mayo in, add a little bit more pepper and some lemon zest, and that's what you're getting here. So it's nice to have a bit of fish for those proteins and some oils in there as well. It's filling, it's quite tasty. Yeah, not too bad at all. So finally, let's open up these nuts and apricots. First the nuts. That's a nice selection there of some cashews, some almonds and some hazelnuts. And a good amount there of dried apricots. Right. Apricots are lovely and sweet, chewy, lovely and fresh tasting, but basically a standard dried apricot, but very nice. So the nuts, let's get a handful with a little bit of everything in there. They're quite soft, they've got a nice flavour like they've been baked or maybe slightly roasted, but not much processing done at all on the nuts. But they're nice, they taste fresh. They're of course packed full of proteins and fats. A few nuts and an apricot. And that's the way to go. The little bit of sweetness from the apricot really goes well with those dry nuts. Yeah, very tasty. Now of course you could have a coffee, but as it's dinner time I wouldn't be drinking coffee this late personally. But obviously I didn't use all the sachets they provided, so I'm just going to have some water. So that was dinner finished. Overall, pretty good. A couple items I didn't like in there. The beef in bread thing was a bit boring, a bit kind of processed tasting, to be honest. And that vegetable puree thing, it was just far too garlicky. For me, it wasn't very nice, but for you, you may enjoy something like that, so I wouldn't rule it out. Anyway, that was dinner and the end of this first strike French ration. As I said before, there are a few other items in there, like a couple of bars, another pack of those nuts, some water purification tablets, and a little bit more coffee. Things that I'm not actually going to use today. So overall, it was a great ration. Was it as good as the original French military ration packs? I'd say no. For the original ration, you can sit down, you can heat up your food. This one is probably designed where you have to eat it on the go. In some situations you might not be able to have a heat source to heat up your food, as it could give away your position, so this is designed to have cold and on the go. Everything is very convenient to eat, many things in resealable little pouches. It was a lovely variety of food. I just think the quality was more like the quality I'd see in a British or US ration and not in the original French ration. But I'm happy to have tried this extremely rare MRE, and a lot of nice components in it. I especially like the dried fruit, the bars, and those little pouches with the ready-made bolognese and chicken dinners. They were very, very tasty and really, really good to have on the go. Something I think is missing from this ration is to have a couple of isotonic beverages. Yes, they do give you some fruit juices, some fruit purees, things like that, and obviously the coffee. But for me, I like a fruit drink when I'm on the go, something to rehydrate me and something that tastes nice and is refreshing. But apart from that, I thought it was very, very good. Let me know what you thought of this ration pack in the comment section below. Did you like it? Is there anything you'd change or anything you'd add to this one? But for now, thanks for watching. Take care. Much love. Au revoir.